Hello, everyone. Wonderful, wonderful morning that we have now here. I'd just like to be a speaker, Sambi. If you want to request to be a speaker, you can always join me here.
Good morning, everybody. I'm going ahead and I'm getting the stream and the recording set up. Um, it seems like everything is running smooth. So just so everyone knows that I am going to be recording the whole thing for later posting, but I have a pretty solid cutoff at the top of the next hour. So you can continue without me, but I won't be able to record once I leave, obviously.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's perfect because it's the first time that we actually do this Twitter space. So I mean, this is the first time I ever do a Twitter space, in all honesty. So I think it's cool to just kind of see how it goes. Let me see. How do I request? I think we had more people. Oh, there you go. Requests right here. I see. There you go, blue lights. Welcome, blue lights.
Hey, oh, you're also recording, I see. Okay. I was about to say, yeah, you can
Yeah.
get the recording as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, cool.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Good. It's been going great. To be honest, it's a very interesting way of like doing speaking because I'm used to just doing stuff on Discord or YouTube. I wasn't really fully aware about how to even do the spaces until I was searching for it, and I realized you cannot even do the spaces unless you're on Twitter, and then you have to schedule the space while on the phone. It cannot be done on the computer, right?
Yeah, I mean you can do it on the desktop, but I had issues on one I was joining yesterday. You can join them, but I couldn't see the pop up to request to be a speaker. So
You
I've
can't
gone.
speak on desktop, yeah.
Yeah, it's all weird. So back to the tablet and the mobile.
That's actually how I'm recording today. I am running it through OBS and I have the Twitter and the Spaces window in separate windows. So if anybody posts anything in the headers, I'll be able to show those in the video. It's actually a pretty cool. Y'all will see it on the other end. It's a pretty cool setup I got going here. But I'm using the desktop to do it.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's good
And
to
I'm
get
on
in
my
there.
phone. I'm on my phone communicating and using the desktop as a passive recorder.
Well, hopefully these Twitter Spaces for the Polygon advocates, we'll try and do them more regularly. Lots of topics to discuss. We've got many things in the pipeline and loads of ideas, but I thought, we all thought we'd bring it back to basics with the first one. And the subject's going to be the base, Polygon, the basics. How does a new user, who's heard about Polygon or wants to get in the space? It's very easy for lots of us that have been around for a while, but new people that come into the space, they don't know exactly where to go or how to start their journey. There's lots of documentation around, but it's still a bit of a minefield to get through. So, in this spaces, we just thought we'd go back to the basics and start from the beginning for a new user journey. Obviously, everything will improve, and it has done. 6 months ago, it was much more difficult to get started. Going forward, we can only see improvements coming with UI and ways of setting your wallets up, etc. So this might even be out of date in a month's time. We don't know, but we've got to go with the flow and start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I have YouTube videos I did last year for, getting into Polygon, and I feel like those are definitely not the cheapest ways to get in anymore.
Yeah, we had 6 months ago or so, last year anyway, we had the big problem of getting your money and your fiat currency directly onto the Polygon network. You had to go through the bridges and all that, and there was a lot of work done by Polygon themselves to get the Polygon network directly supported on lots of exchanges. I mean, I think the only one we're missing is Coinbase, which we know is coming soon. But now it's even easier than ever to get your funds onto the Polygon network directly and interact with all the awesome projects.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm using crypto.com personally. I find that one to be really easy. I mean, crypto.com's a little harder. Like it takes a little longer to get your money in to crypto.com, but once you get your money in there, it's easy to get onto Polygon. It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the great thing is that they actually support, from my knowledge, I don't know if they've added any more, but they support the Matic token and also ETH, Ethereum as well, which you can withdraw directly on the Polygon network, maybe even more now. But those are the two main ones I know that they've added support for.
Yeah, they have USDC as well. I'm not sure, but those three for sure.
And that's awesome, that. But then there's still the as a new user, there's still the difficulty of understanding how, when you're withdrawing, well, I don't know, do I choose ERC20, do I choose Polygon, there's still that learning curve. But the actual way of doing it is cheap and it's easy once you know how to do it. And as you said, crypto.com is great for that. Probably the best one really at the moment, I would say, for the easiest way to get involved in Polygon.
Yeah, also that one is really cool because you can, once you add an address and you say, I'm going to go to this wallet on Polygon, you can save that address as like, Polygon wallet one. And then you can't accidentally click and send your coins to the wrong area because like you've set this one up. This one is good. It's not like you have to do it every time. You can set up multiple profiles to the different chains or different wallets that you have.
Yeah, and that makes it a lot easier as well. So there's a bit of a setup in the beginning, but I mean, years ago, everybody was worried about these exchanges and would they disappear, and don't keep your funds on exchanges and things like that. But we can see from last year and this year just the crypto.com, backed by huge players. I would say it's probably one of the more reliable ones out there. So and it's letting new users on board in a much easier and faster way than it was 6 months ago. So we're already on a good direction with everything.
Yeah, I mean, right now the exchanges really, they can't afford to not be dependable because, now that the governments are paying attention more, if they make any mistakes, that could be, you know, closing the doors for them,
Yeah, and I mean, it would be good as well. I'm not sure if it's already on somewhere on Polygon's vast amount of documentation, but some sort of page we'd have to speak to Polygon about it. But it would be good to have like a status page for all supported exchanges that are added and coming on, and just much easier if we've got that kind of information available, because there's a new exchange supported every day, pretty well, not every day, but every few weeks or months.
right? Yeah, that's true.
So I think, from a new user perspective that, wants to get into the NFT world or wants to get into one of these metaverse projects, Polygon's doing great and supporting loads of dApps, and developers are building on Polygon now. I think it's 7,000 dApps that have been released, and it's just accelerating at a crazy rate. So you can only assume, we can only assume that, lots of these dApps that are out, metaverse ones, etc., users are going to have to jump onto the Polygon network to get involved. So we know that there's several different ways, routes they have to go. First of all, they have to get their fiat into an exchange. Well, they could use the likes of Transact and things like that, the gateways directly with cards and bank payments. But for simple terms, there's many ways we can do it, but we'll just go along with the crypto.com route for the moment. So that in essence, what they need to do is set up a crypto.com account, verify themselves, get all the KYC completed. Then they need to put some of their fiat money into their crypto.com fiat wallet. From there, they can buy themselves some, Matic or ETH or USDC. As we know, they support the Polygon network. And while that's happening, then they will also need to set themselves up a personal wallet and probably MetaMask, just for argument's sake, is probably the best one to use at the moment, or the most well-known one to use at the moment. So the steps are: you've got your crypto.com account, you've got your fiat in there, you've purchased your USDC or your Matic or your ETH. You need to set up your MetaMask wallet. Make sure you pay attention to your security, and then there'll be more details on that. We can go into more details on that. But in essence, then you need to withdraw your tokens from your crypto.com account over to your MetaMask wallet, and from that point on, you're pretty much ready to go.
That is very true. And I think it is very easy, at least for us, who are accustomed to the blockchain. But I was actually, thinking, how can we make it even easier for users? Because I come from the area of academia, and I do have some people that are wanting to get into crypto, but they are more on the realm of even understanding more or less new technology. So they're trying to get now into crypto, and it's like it's difficult for them. Like, it's easier for them to buy Ethereum, let's put it away, and do stuff on Ethereum, but it's just that little gap that they need to transfer into Polygon. That's something that we also need to tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know if Rainbow Wallet is supported by Polygon, but they just made an announcement that they're going to make the UI more that you don't have to tell it what chain to go to. It already knows what chain you're using automatically. So it will be more user friendly. At least that's the first wallet move in there, where you don't have to tell it what chain you want to move to. You just use your dApps as normal, and it will already know what chain you're on and whether or not you have funds there.
Yeah, that's a Rainbow wallet, right? I was checking it out the other day, and then exactly that. They said this. I tweeted them and had a few little back and forth with them. But yeah, in essence, it automatically detects the tokens on the Polygon network. It's built into it from natively from the get-go. So if you have a balance on Polygon on that wallet address, it will automatically show you in there. And like you said, you can easily connect it with the Wallet Connect to other sites like OpenSea, etc. And you don't have to even put the details in, manually set up the Polygon network. So we're moving in the right direction.
Oh, sweet! I didn't even know about that. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, because that way, people don't have to be putting like the custom network address or stuff like that. It's just immediately just okay. The what is this? The Web3 interface, or the wallet? How would you call that actually? What is MetaMask? Does anybody have a good explanation as to what MetaMask is? What is that called?
I would say it's just a wallet. I don't know how else to explain it. Really, it's an intermediary wallet that you would use to hold your funds. An app. You can call it an app. A lot of people will be using the mobile version of it. We know there's some differences between setting up MetaMask on your desktop and setting up on your mobile. Oddly enough, for some reason, on the mobile version of MetaMask, you can see your NFTs, but you can't on the desktop version of it. So there's a little bit of inconsistencies, but you're right. I don't quite know what you would really phrase it as. At the moment, we're evolving so quickly all the time. Things are changing so much that it's just difficult to keep up on sometimes on everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the best way that I came across, at least to defining this, because there was like this awesome person that I used to work in robotics, and she I think she's still trying to understand in crypto and stuff like, for example, MetaMask, but um, you know it's kind of weird because we called it like a wallet, right? So I'm not sure if there's a better explanation, but at least for all of you who are here listening, the way that I explained it was basically that whenever she uses any of these like wallets and stuff, it's that, or I mean, this interface, like such as MetaMask, is one that will provide her, for example, with her key, right? A key that will allow her to unlock her vault on the web. So basically, what we call the wallet is not really like per se a wallet, but more of a key, and so that she can access the vault. And then I also explained to her that she can be using something like MetaMask, but she can also use other type of like this extensions, I guess, on the browser, or applications on the mobile. And as long as she still has that same key, which we already know everybody as a private address, she can access from any other application her vault, right, and access the stuff that is inside. Um, but yeah, that, at least that's the way they approach to her. And how you call, I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. I think somebody, you were gonna say something. My bad. I think I cut you off.
Yeah. Hey. So yeah, I find it really weird. I can't join as a speaker on my phone. Are you guys able to hear me right now? All right, sorry, a speaker on my computer. I just
Hey,
want to
my
say that.
Bluetooth. Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. I just wanted to say that MetaMask is technically like a hot wallet in the sense that like so hardware wallets are cold wallets, like you like or like when a exchange holds your funds, like they hold it in like cold storage typically, and then MetaMask would be like a hot wallet.
The way I heard it explained on a more technical end, and I guess this is still kind of simple, but a wallet is really just another kind of smart contract. And that's essentially MetaMask or any other type of extension is just a way of accessing that smart contract through a user interface.
Yeah, precisely. Like there's like Rainbow Wallet, Trust Wallet, and like a whole plethora of like other wallets that you can use to access the same like public private keys, etc.
Exactly. Your seed phrase is your cryptographic signature, and that's why you can open that same wallet in any different wallet. You can access that same data because it's a smart contract.
Yeah, and the key is, as we all know, if you lose that seed phrase or you lose your private key, that's it. You've lost all access to your funds. So, there is a big learning curve for new users. It's not like a bank account where if you forgot your online login details, you can just reset it with the bank. So, there's a learning curve that users need to understand that they are fully in charge of their own funds, and they need to look after the security and be very sensible with that as well.
That's what scares a lot of people, actually. Like, at least from the people that I've spoken to. The fact that it's not like a login user and password, and that they can reset it if they forget it, to their email, for example. That's something that they're definitely not used to. I always, at least my way of thinking, and that I always kind of tell them, is that there is like another possibility, to kind of assist them with this like issue, I guess, because if I go to, I don't know, let's say MetaMask, right? And I go ahead and put all my login details and whatnot, and then I'm in, and then I forget about it over time, then I will have an issue where I just wouldn't remember what the heck my passphrase is, like my private key. Um, so in this case, this is where I really like the hardware wallet, and this is where I also discuss the differences between the hot and the cold wallet, because at least with the cold wallet, if you think about it, you never really given the private key. The private key is always in the hardware wallet. So all you gotta really remember is the password to get into your hardware wallet, which, in my opinion, is just easier than remembering the entire passphrase that you gotta remember for if you just do it like as a hot wallet on MetaMask. So at least that gives them also like a peace of mind, because if, let's say, somebody wants to like steal their funds, and they are on their computer, well, they can't do it unless they physically touch the two buttons. So I feel like that gives them like a little bit sense of security. So that's always some things that I discuss also with them. I don't know. Do you guys know like other type of security that will make it easier for them too?
Well, the biggest security issue is typically phishing. So people need to be just really careful about who they trust, and because typically, like, even with a hardware wallet, you're not going to be protected if someone tricks you into pressing those buttons.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you gotta check for that. What that the HTTPS and how do you call this, the locking? There's like a lock on the browser, right?
Yeah, the SSL certificates that are on the browser, you definitely need to make sure that you're accessing the correct URLs. Whether it be crypto.com, exactly HTTPS crypto.com, or even HTTPS cryptos.com. There could be lots of fake sites out there, so you have to really ensure at this moment in time. We know that there's a lot of scammers out there. There always is with anything in this world, but especially with a new user coming into this space. Lots of people don't even have virus scanners on their computers, or they rely on the built-in, ones from Windows, and they do all sorts of stuff on their computers. They open attachments from emails from people, they don't know what they are, and etc. So it's very easy to be to lose access to give access to other people to your funds. So even with a hardware wallet, you still need to be very careful. It's more secure, and we know that this is going to change and this is going to get better, and we're going to have bigger firms will be doing custodial services of wallets, which for new users. I think it's quite a scary thought that you have to be in charge of your own security, although everybody from the decentralized kind of world love it. I've got total control of all of my assets and I can do what I want with them. But from a mass adoption average user that's getting into this space, it's quite a scary thought for them to be totally in control of their own security. So I think there's going to be a big change soon with the bigger companies that start using this blockchain tech, and even supporting Polygon. They may not give out the private keys to the end users and still be able to help them. We've seen it with quite a lot of dApps, and there's an argument there. Some people are for it and some are not. But I think on the mass adoption scale, the end users probably don't want to be in charge of their own security. They can have a wallet with this company that they're not in charge of, but they can also still have their own hardware wallet with other funds that they can, so they get the best of both worlds.
I just wanted to add another thing that's important with self-custody is to make sure that you're not approving improper contracts, or check once in a while on a site like Unrect or DBank. DBank's a really popular one that a lot of people use. They'll tell you what contracts you have approved and how much potential money is at risk if any of them are malicious contracts. Because even if you're protected by a hardware wallet, you could approve a contract that you shouldn't to have access to your funds, right? And then and one thing I like to do just to keep my funds safe now is that I just started doing is I split up my funds between multiple wallets. So say I'll have one wallet for NFTs, one wallet for yield farming, and one wallet just for holding my funds or whatever. And yeah.
I think that's a very valid point, and we people do need to be careful of that. And that's unfortunately that's not even really part of the basic side of things. That actually needs a bit of guidance for people to ensure that a transaction they interacted with 6 months ago, and the smart contract still has access to their wallet, they don't, or there's no real easy way to end that automatically. You have to go off and do that yourself. So a bit of housekeeping, really. So there could be another episode we could do on the Polygon Advocates spaces where we actually discuss and talk about cleaning up your wallet and going through and making sure old places don't have access to it anymore, and you can cancel them and maybe get a good reliable place and give it out to people where they can go and do that to check over their wallet. If anybody else feels like they want to jump in and have a bit of a say as well, feel free. There's lots to talk about. We could go on forever. Lots of different ways. If anyone's got different ways of doing things, or any ideas that we could help the community to understand better, would be great as well.
Just wanted to add a bit technical perspective to MetaMask. So basically, MetaMask is nothing but a chain of keys, a key chain. One very common misconception is that it holds some kind of crypto, like Ether or some other tokens, but that's not the case. It's basically just a bunch, like collection of keys, a keychain. So the thing is that in there are basically two types of wallets. Uh, on a broader perspective, deterministic wallets and non-deterministic wallets. Uh, a while ago, someone was talking about mnemonics. From there, I got reminded of this thing. So what essentially happens is that in non-deterministic wallets, there's just a single key that we have, and we use just as that single master key and generate a private key, and that single key is just used everywhere to sign the transactions. But what happens in non-deterministic wallets, we essentially get a master key, which we say as seed phrase in case of MetaMask, those 12 word seed phrase that we get. And what happens with that seed phrase is that seed phrase is used to generate a whole bunch of keys, the in form of a trees. uh, I hope you are familiar with trees, things like data structures like Merkle trees or binary trees. It's like just like one like it's just like a single key would produce two keys and two child keys, and those child key would further produce two and two more child keys. So this thing goes and goes on. So this basically helps us ensure that the randomization in the transactions, that we do not use the same private key again and again to sign the transactions that we do in our wallet. So this really helps increase the privacy, and that's the reason we also have mnemonics in form of words, because that is our master key from and that from that master key, all of these private keys that we use to sign transactions in our MetaMask are generated. So essentially, that those 12 word seed phrase are nothing but a kind of cover up for us humans to remember that our key easily. But essentially, in real form, it is nothing but just those hexadecimal numbers that are used.
Thanks for that, Rav. That's very informative. That definitely things have become easier than they were, and we're all looking forward to, especially with the mass adoption, for things to become constantly easier as we go on. Even a couple of my friends who have been in contact with me recently who have no clue about crypto, but they've heard everything all over the news. They've heard about MetaMask. They've heard about all the NFTs that are out there, and all of a sudden they want to jump in. So I've been helping them all bit by bit. As easy as possible as it is, they still struggle a little bit with it, although it's better. So the journey through education, through improvement from development wise side, all of this is going to help going forward. And like I said, it's going to change. It's constantly changing. If you don't keep up with it, if you take a week off Twitter, then you're already behind the times. So yeah, if anyone else has got some input they want to put in about how even their journey maybe on how they first managed to set up themselves on crypto, put your hand up and we'll have a chat.
Yeah, I did just want to add that, it can be very intimidating because even as someone who's done a lot of transactions, I am still always double and triple checking everything just to be like, once I click this, this is it. Like, I'm just so, once you click that button and it's, we're going to get past that point. Once the UI really gets, built out better. We're just in that early adopter phase where everything is a little shaky and a little not built out fully. And I think that that's also why we're seeing, so many scammers and so many phishing attacks and all these things, is just because it is the new green grass. It's the fertile ground. So it's not like scams don't exist everywhere else on the internet. This is just like the freshest territory. And scammers are always looking for the fresh scam because everybody knows the old scam. You can't call me anymore for my car insurance warranty, like
Yeah, definitely. So, Zombie, what would you say then if it was if you're a new listener just listening in now or going to listen to the recorded show, what would be the first sort of tips you would give somebody who's new to everything and just found Polygon and wants to get themselves going? What any tips you could give?
Yeah. I would recommend first just getting well, first you got to acquire Matic tokens. Well, that's the ticker, so Polygon tokens, and then you would have to. I would recommend configuring your MetaMask for the Polygon network, and then I would probably from there probably just fool around with things. Maybe try doing like a transaction on QuickSwap. I don't know if there's any like specific dApps that are really good for beginners. But maybe like if you're, it depends what you're into. Like if you just want to try a decentralized exchange, and then yeah, QuickSwap, SushiSwap, Uniswap. If you want to look at NFTs, go to OpenSea. Or if you want to, if you're someone who's like pretty advanced into trading and you want to experience trading on the Polygon network, like I know there's this new platform, Gains Network, that's powered by Chainlink that like you can do Forex and crypto on, and which is, but that's like for experienced traders. But I mean, if you're new to Polygon and an experienced trader, that's something to check out for sure.
Yeah, and I guess also, at the moment, for example, OpenSea on the Polygon network side, they are only Ethereum WETH. So, but for example, if you're a new user and you want to, dip your toes in and grab yourself your first NFT, the easy way to do that would be crypto.com, buy some Ethereum, withdraw it on the Polygon network to your MetaMask. So now you've got some Ethereum that's actually on the Polygon network. Jump into the OpenSea, browse away, find an NFT you like, and you'll be able to buy it straight away with that, and then you'll have your first NFT. So that's probably a good route in for somebody to have a dabble and get things worked out.
Another really great route if you're an artist, a musician, would just want to get in through NFTs and you're not really you're feeling risky about not wanting to put money in. Maybe you don't even have an ability to connect a fiat on ramp to your crypto at this point. But a good way if you're an artist to get in is to do the same thing with setting up your MetaMask, get your Matic RPC on there, and then you can go to Try Showtime, showtime.io, and you can make NFTs there. You can mint them for free, and you can also list them for free. So if you sell art, now you've got money in your MetaMask wallet where you can now do DeFi or whatever else it is you want to do without even having to use a bank account. Just sell your art or, whatever you can as an NFT.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, there's so many great ways that are happening now. And I guess it's just no matter which way somebody comes into it, there is a learning curve, learning these websites, learning, how to do your basic transactions. And like you said, Zombie, as well, just double check and triple check before you do anything. If you're not sure, there's going to be plenty of places to get help. But again, you need to be careful in the social media platforms like Discord, etc., and make sure you're talking in the channels and the right kind of people are replying to you and not accepting DMs from randoms that say they can help you. But there's plenty and plenty of help out there, and the great thing about the crypto community is that there's everybody has open arms and everybody's willing to help. Everybody was new at one point, so it doesn't have to be something that you're concerned about, that you don't know much or your knowledge is low. Everybody's been there at the beginning, and those that have been around for longer, with more experience, everybody's willing to help everybody. So, there's always help available out there.
Yeah, going back to double and triple checking things, I do that especially with a new site. If there's something new, I will go to their Twitter page. I will check out I'll Google it myself. I'll look at as many different sources to make sure that website lines up. I actually had an incident where I was teaching a DeFi class over Zoom, and was trying to teach QuickSwap, and I clicked on basically what was a scam link, and it said QuickSwap, but it was different. You know, it was not .com or it was whatever. It was something different. So I get on QuickSwap and I click Wallet Connect, and it's like, what's your seed phrase? And I was like, whoa, hold on, something's not right here. So I click back twice and I go back to that original Google search, and right there at the top, it's QuickSwap, but it says add. And right below it is the real QuickSwap. So that was a near miss for me. And luckily, like, I know, don't give out your seed phrase, because anybody else would have tried to do that and not realize, like, who knows how many people that ad got. And someone paid for that to be at the top of the Google search.
Yeah, I mean, there is so many of those out there, and you know, I come from a background of IT, so with my experience, it was relatively easy to you know, to pick up on that type of stuff. But you know, your friends and families that are not from sort of technical background or IT background, those type of things are there to set traps for them, and you know, they don't know what the real is. That's the right link they're clicking on. So it is a scary world if you're not sure. And there's plenty of information on the net all over the place about making sure, you know, you click the right links, but there's so much of it that you can easily get yourself you know, caught up in trying to find the right sort of stuff. So, you know, I would always advise everyone to start at the very beginning, you know, and make sure you're going to the proper, you know, URLs for Polygon, you know, Polygon.technology, MetaMask's official website, and from there start through the documentation, and don't be shy to come and ask for help in the official Discord channels of all of these you know, different platforms out there. They all have official Discords or Telegrams, and even when you're getting the answers, just double check that the right URLs and the right website addresses, and that you're sure with how you're doing it. I mean, I think everyone's who's been in crypto for the last few years have had near misses or even fallen for some of them. But it's about education and pushing across the right message to people while everything's getting built in the background to improve the user journey.
Yeah, and I have to say, you know, like since we're talking about, you know, checking stuff and double checking, I gotta admit, I was at least rugged. Actually, yeah, I've only been rugged once, and it was, you know, I'm always checking. Like I'm always checking. I'm checking with people. So, you know, like if we talk about security, like for example, let's say you talk about a project, and in particular, what happened to me is like my friends knew about it. My friends know about crypto. They were like, yeah, this is cool. Like everybody checks the creator, you know, like big important people were also like saying, yeah, he's cool. There's like this thing called I think it's kind of like crypto sniffer or something like that, that was saying that the contract was also like good. It was relatively low risk. So we were all good. And then, you know, there was like a lot of FOMO for the stock. And so a lot of people were buying, and everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, it's pumping up. Yeah, you know, we're doing well. And then suddenly it starts to drop, and everyone's like, why is it dropping? There are so many buys. Like, this is so weird. And even though everything checked, even though, you know, there were people that were influential, that were behind it, there were you know, like my friends who were like very deep into crypto, and other people, you know, like just saying, yeah, the creator is making the token well, like there won't be a problem, like it will be listed on CoinGecko, whatever, fast track as they call it, right? We got wrecked. So even if you follow all the security procedures, where, you know, you're double checking like the Discord, the Telegrams, the links, there's a website, you know, that the fact that there's people that you trust in there too, you still have the potential of getting wrecked. So you know, I guess one thing that I have learned definitely and advice is, um, if you are in one of these projects that is early, don't go all in, because I went a bit all in, not super all in, because first is something small, but then I went with a little more, because I started to see that, you know, like it seemed like a legit project, but I still got wrecked. So I guess, you know, for my advice for anyone who's coming new into, like, you know, supporting projects or stuff like that in any you know, realm of the crypto space is take time, like just take it easy, like I feel like there's a lot of FOMO always. FOMO, it's like one of these mentalities that affects us. At least in my end, I feel happy that I followed all my security procedures and everything that is encouraged in crypto. So even if I got wrecked, at least I know that I got wrecked securely. So,
Yeah.
um, you know, I mean, it is this, but you know, we can
You
do this.
wrecked yourself.
Yeah,
It was the soft rug.
it was a soft rug. Yeah, yeah. Because I'm proud. I'm proud that I followed. I'm proud that I follow all the securities out there, and I still got wrecked. That's okay, guys. It's if you make a mistake like that, don't feel bad. You did what you did, and it's okay. At the end of the day, you're alive. You can still, if you can still pump something else, you'll recover. It's okay. WAGMI, we got this.
Well, you bring up an interesting point, and that's the main thing here is, you got to keep a level head about all of this stuff and, focus on your mental health and keeping a clear mind. Don't let FOMO happen, just take a second and think about that.
Yes,
Yeah, and that comes with that comes with experience. That comes with experience in the game. My journey. I got into crypto in 2017, and everything was FOMO. I was FOMO. I created FOMO in my own head about different projects. But yeah, the rug pulls they happen. I guess the worst thing is though, at least if you've checked everything and you've done the right URLs, the right this and that, and a project turns out to be a scam, that's unfortunate. But at least you haven't fallen for the phishing scams or the scams of people, clicking on fake links and things like that. So, but you're right. You need to keep a level head. You need to enjoy yourself. And at the very beginning, when you first get into it, you don't need to. You can just play with. You just put small amounts of money, and just get used to everything. Find projects that you like the sound of. Get involved in the community. Communities are a really big part of projects, and a telltale sign is if you're in a community and there's not much happening and there's no one talking, or it's a difficult one. You really need to be getting involved in the community, speak up, ask questions, listen to people. There's loads of people that will help you. So as the communities grow and they get bigger, and you can see the projects are doing better and they're delivering on their milestones and things like that, those are the times when you can feel a little bit more comfortable that it's going to be an ongoing. Whether it's successful in the long run is a different story. That's nobody can determine that. But at least you're involved in a good, honest, genuine project that's trying hard to achieve something in this space. And it's not always about the token price. Any good project with solid foundation that's going to build and grow over a period of years will increase in value anyway. So it's all about the communities. I mean, getting involved and follow the projects that you like, that interest you. Don't just FOMO into something in DeFi that you have no interest in really, but you've heard from your friend that it's a good project. Make sure it interests you. I think that's the key point in a lot of these projects, is be interested in what's happening with it.
Yeah,
that is true.
I talk a lot about NFTs on social media in general, and that's one thing I always say. It's just buy what you love, and if it goes to zero, you'll still be happy. It doesn't matter and then that's the thing. People with NFTs and this push and pull between people that love and hate NFTs, and I think that people who hate NFTs forget that they spend their money on useless crap too. So if you buy useless crap on the internet, but you love it, then you didn't lose.
Yeah, and that's so important as well. Just do something that you're really interested in, for sure. I mean, you can't go wrong, even if it hasn't done well. You're still interested in it. So, and also would be a good thing as well, just helping new users. That I know that at some point there's going to be an official Polygon Advocates website. I haven't kept up to date with that. I'm not sure if it's out yet, but all the Polygon advocates that have put in a lot of effort helping Polygon will be listed on there, and that could also in the future be a way to help new users speaking to somebody that that they know that is the right people to ask for help with as well. That's another idea.
Yes, that is true. And then another thing that I also know that I was aware of is be careful when you're going to be doing like I mean, I don't know, I just wouldn't do it, to be honest, but if you're ever doing trading, right, I'm not sure if you guys have ever like done private. Has anyone here ever done private sales? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, man. We
Okay,
do.
sweet.
That's
So I only heard this of one of my friends, and I was thinking, what the heck? Like, because you can do always a private sale, and he basically was telling this person to do a trade, but it was very unconventional because basically he sent an NFT to the address that he gave him, and he sent him what it looked to be a confirmation that he had sent the money to him. But it just so happened that the money that this guy was proving as a confirmation was done on a testnet, right? So there's a difference between a mainnet and a testnet. And so he thought that he was being sent the money, but it was fake money because it was on testnet. So he sent the NFT and he lost the NFT. And I was like, what? So I guess that takes into consideration another thing. Whenever someone is giving you like a proof of like them sending you money, um, check if it's been done on mainnet. And I will say, just be careful with that. Like I guess the best way to see about this is, if you check this transaction on like if we're talking about Polygon, it will be on Polyscan, right? So definitely check, if that transaction is a legit transaction or if it's, I mean, a fake transaction, right? I mean, it's not really fake because it actually happened, but it's on the testnet. So, but what are you gonna do with things that you can't use?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would definitely not have sent the NFT till the money hit my wallet, regardless of any confirmation JPEG that they sent. But there's also middlemen services that can help with these kind of private transactions that will basically be in the middle to make sure that everybody does their part. And I'm actually in at least one NFT community that helps with these things as a one-on-one. Like if you're going to do a trade with somebody, they kind of make sure that they watch the whole thing and make sure everybody's on the up and up, because if somebody scams somebody, then I guess they would be able to take care of the person who got scammed. They would make sure that the person who did the scamming is, booted from the community or whatever, they would be able to do against them. But yeah, I would definitely not do any kind of private transactions with someone I don't know. I mean, even when it comes to Discord and even, this is funny, like even with Twitter, like I won an NFT, and when the person messaged me to say, "Oh, you won," I like double checked their account and triple checked it and made sure like this is actually the right Twitter account and everything, because I was like, no way, like this is bull. So
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough. And I guess that's a good point to bring up as well, about a couple of official websites. So polygonscan.com is the main website that you can use, the blockchain explorer for Polygon. So any new user here or listening, you can always put in your wallet address into that directly and see all the information about not just your wallet but other wallets too. So polygonscan.com is a very useful tool for people to use, and you can check a lot of transactions there, to make sure that things have landed correctly or look all right. So there's lots of good quality websites and resources you can actually use within the Polygon ecosystem to help you verify transactions and things like that.
yeah, absolutely. I live on
so.
Polygon Scan.
Go on,
So
Moyed.
yeah, so this just gave me an idea. I think maybe this is an idea for someone if it is already not there. How about an on-chain escrow service, maybe Polygon escrow, which can facilitate, private transactions or whatever the transactions are, such that both parties are, safeguarded from scams. I'm not sure if it is already there. I just got an idea because we already have escrow services for Web 2. How about like for Web 3?
Well, yeah, there are a few out there. I know one in particular. I won't say which one it is, just because it's not approved by anybody at Polygon. But that's a good idea. Maybe they could be an official one of some kind from Polygon, or Polygon could endorse an official one down the line. But the private transaction side of things is. There's a need for it. There's definitely a need for it. There might be an individual that has an NFT that doesn't necessarily want to list it on OpenSea and wants to do a private transaction with an individual. So there are cases for it. But as Zombie said, it's a scary thought. I mean, anybody who came to me and wanted to do a private transaction with me, I would be I'd still find it a bit hard to go through. I'd have to do all sorts of checks to do that, and make sure you receive the funds before you do anything. Don't and then triple check everything. But there's plenty of improvement in this space that we need to happen to safeguard users. And part of it is obviously education. With things changing so often, there's a lot to keep on top of and a lot to bring up to date with people.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Have we got anybody else that would like to chip in and either tell a story of how they got into crypto or Polygon, or any advice they could have for new users coming into the industry?
Yeah, we got a lot of new people in here. Anybody who wants to come up and talk, just raise your hand and we can let you up here.
I know Drew's not feeling too well today. He's got a bit of the man flu, but he's a recent addition. He just got accepted into the Polygon Advocates, I think, yesterday. So he'll be loving this spaces, because he's trying to learn as much as he can. Maybe if he wasn't feeling as ill as he was, he would be able to jump in and say hello. But I think he's definitely not feeling too well today. We've got Beluga in here as well, who's helped me out with loads of advice on Twitter Spaces. So we really appreciate him, and I know he's very busy with his own Polygon, spaces that he does as well. I'm glad he's here to jumping in and listening as well. What do we know? That's another. Since we're getting on, we've got another sort of 10 minutes, I think, left, haven't we, Zombie? Before you need to jump off. What does anybody know, George? Maybe even how the Polygon Advocates website's coming along?
I know we saw a screenshot of it, but I haven't actually seen it for myself yet. We're going to be doing these spaces every week at this time, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. We'll also need we're gonna choose in the next day or so, probably the next subject that we're gonna use for the next week's one.
Yeah, if anybody has anything that they would like to hear us talk about next week, go ahead and jump up here and tell us what you'd like to hear. Oh, look, we've got a request.
Go for it, Lucky Ducky.
You're on there.
I think you need to unmute your mic, Lucky Ducky.
If you're on the desktop, you're not going to be able to speak.
Sorry for that. It's
no worries.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Will be the possibility to do adoptions on OpenSea using the Polygon blockchain? Because this is one of the issues if you want to choose to Polygon instead of Ethereum. You have to go with a fixed price.
Yeah, with the auction side of it, yeah, I'm only like you, a user of OpenSea. In fact, I haven't even used it that much. I'm just still following it all and reading up on it all and browsing and looking around. But yeah, I don't know about the auction side of why it's not available when you want to sell an item on the Polygon network. I mean, that could be definitely a question aimed at OpenSea, unless some other listeners in here know the answer to that. But yeah, it's a good question. I'm not sure why that's the case at the moment.
So
Letitia, I'll go on, Lucky.
yeah, so there is a roadmap with a plan to do it, or we are not sure yet what is going on with OpenSea that is not allowing us to do that on the Polygon network.
Yeah, I couldn't even give you the answer to that really from here, as we're just mainly the Polygon advocates that help bridge the news across from Polygon and things Polygon related. But that would it's definitely an interesting question, and something would be good to find out for. Maybe we can try and find out before next week's show and to touch on that next week.
Yeah, I think that would be something that's on OpenSea to create that. And it's interesting because also, like you said earlier, like Coinbase is the only centralized exchange that hasn't made direct bridging yet. And it's just weird that these hugely popular companies aren't doing that, you know. That you think they'd be making bigger strides to bridge that gap.
Yeah, and I think it's a matter of time. We know it's coming with these things. I mean, the volume of OpenSea on the Polygon network is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's an interesting question. We'll have to try and find out, Lucky. Sorry we can't give you that sort of information right now. But that's definitely needs to be directed at OpenSea themselves.
Also, I did hear though that when Coinbase launches their NFT platform, it's going to be on Polygon.
Yeah, that's another interesting one that we've all been waiting for. I mean, we thought that was coming in December, I think, but we know it's coming. We just don't know when. But that's going to be really good. I think it will coincide with when Polygon actually roll out. I mean, sorry, Coinbase roll out support for Polygon network itself. They'll probably go hand in hand together.
Let's hope so.
We've got is it Atisha? You've jumped up to say something. Feel free and go for it. Hope I said your name right.
Yes, that's right. I just joined the space and thought to put in my points as well in case that is something I can help others doing. So, like, I have recently joined this advocates program and I've recently also started creating content on this using Polygon. So it's not been a very long journey from me, so I don't have much to add, but would like to hear from other people like who have been working in this space for long and have been using Polygon.
Yeah, that's great. We're trying to we're gonna definitely make an effort now to utilize the Polygon Advocates Twitter account and do these weekly spaces with different subjects that with the ecosystem. We'll choose a particular subject next week that we can all focus on, and then the week after, and we'll just keep it going, and we'll hopefully build up more knowledge for everybody. Atisha, you can always jump in at any time, being a Polygon advocate, and any listener out there and contribute. So it's going to be an open place for everyone to share thoughts on each weekly subject that we kind of come up with to talk about. So we can only get better and better, and it's great to have so many people in here. New people. Hopefully, we can spread the word about this spaces. If you know anyone that's going to be any friends that are going to be new to crypto, by all means, this kind of spaces we're doing every week, we'll always try to stay away from the sort of more technical side in the beginning, at least anyway, to try and help with education and bring new users into the scene so we can all contribute as much as we can.
Can we also invite non-Polygon advocates to these spaces?
Of course, anybody can join. Anybody
Right,
is more
right.
than welcome to
Yeah.
join.
Yeah,
It's
because
just
I know, yeah. Because I have some connects who are like a kind of micro influencers. I think when they come in, maybe we'll hear different perspectives, ideas. Maybe they can also help us, spread our spaces even further.
yeah, exactly. It's open to anybody and anybody from anywhere, from any walk of life. We're all big fans of blockchain, Polygon. We know how Polygon are growing at a crazy level. And the one thing that I think we can all say in common with Polygon is that they're very warm, open arms. They're trying to help, with mass adoption, trying to help the whole industry grow, help Ethereum scale. Lots of technical stuff, with the ZK rollups and all that type of stuff. But then again, there's lots of stuff for new people, that new listeners, new users that want to come into this space and want to get on board. So, we'll try with this advocate spaces to keep it down to earth and not get carried away heavily on the tech stuff. Maybe we'll have some episodes which will be focusing more on tech later on, but I think the goal is just to help people update with the latest bits of news and how easy things can be to do and bits and pieces like that. So anybody's welcome to jump up and speak and share anything they want about their experience or advice for new users, or every week when we do a topic can chime in. So yeah, it's open to anybody.
That's great.
For some reason, I can't approve the requests that come in. It doesn't do anything when I click on the button, but we've got another request here from Panda. I don't
I'm
know
on
if
top of it. Panda, you've been
Okay.
invited.
Oh my God! Please let Panda speak. I like pandas.
I invited Panda. They just gotta accept it. There you go.
There you go, Panda. Please speak. I need to hear you.
Okay, hello everyone. I have question one. Maybe a bit different from the main topic, whatever Polygon can be like Ethereum PFP on Twitter. Hello.
So I don't think we quite got the question there, Panda.
Maybe a bit different from the main topic, whatever Polygon can be like Ethereum PFP on Twitter, profile page tour, and OpenSea synchronous on Twitter.
I don't know if that's available at the moment. I know Twitter have been rolling out the profile picture. Well, I know Instagram is rolling out as well. I'm not sure if it's fully rolled out. I think iOS users can do something, but I'm an Android user, so unfortunately for me, it just says coming soon. But I think that that's definitely going to happen. All these big social media platforms are going crazy over NFTs, and I think setting profile pictures of an NFT that you own is cool. It's a very cool thing. It's a very cool small use case, but it's getting there. I think that's coming. If it's not available already on iOS on Twitter, I think it will be here very soon. Not just on Twitter and across. Won't be long before Facebook probably allow it as well. So we're going that direction, definitely.
I will say, I suggest to speak a little bit on that, actually, Panda, because I wasn't understanding your question, but right now I do have that option available on my end. Not here with the Polygon advocates, obviously, but what you have to do if you want to link your NFT to Twitter, you basically have to be a Blue user, a Twitter Blue user. So I'm a Twitter Blue user. I pay the subscription monthly. So if you're a Twitter Blue user, you can actually have the option to connect your NFT that is on the Ethereum network, not the Polygon network, the Ethereum network, over to your Twitter account. It will basically ask you to connect your wallet. I did all the connection via a smartphone. That's the easiest way to do it, to be honest. And then one more thing is that this option will not appear on desktop. It will only appear on a mobile device. So if you're trying to connect your sorry, my voice is going up. If you're trying to connect your NFT on desktop, you won't be able. But if you do it via mobile and you have the Twitter Blue subscription, then you'll be fine. You can definitely connect your your NFT, and then you will now have a shape of a hexagon, because hexagon is what represents crypto.
That was actually my question. Was about when the Polygon network NFTs are going to be available, because I got Twitter Blue to make my my visitor my NFT profile picture, and then I found out, I guess, since it's a Polygon based NFT, it doesn't work yet. So I was just wondering if that was coming, or.
That is a very good question indeed. I'm not sure, because that is something that, is something that Twitter has to do. I'm assuming that they will do it. They're just probably right now trying to, I guess, incorporate something that is, right now out there, which would be, all like the Ethereum NFTs, like for example, like I guess the apes, because there's a lot of like artists buying apes right now, like celebrities. Like I think I saw the other day or something that I think one of the apes was actually featured on a they were like, the Super Bowl was requesting one NFT to be shown on an ad or something. So I feel like they're going first that route, and then once they are comfortable with their technology, they'll release to the masses, and maybe at that point we will start probably seeing
Well, also, yeah, once Coinbase releases their NFT platform, I'm sure Twitter would be able to integrate Polygon easier. The more big companies are doing a thing, the more FOMO into it.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think in a lot of ways, these Twitter PFPs now being official is, I mean, even before this official announcement, like, this is really the first step in NFTs in fashion. I did like a thing about this on my YouTube channel last week about NFTs in fashion, and this is like the first step. People are showing off on their platform, on their profile picture, which used to just be your face, and now you're showing off your flex of the NFTs you have.
Your
And
flex.
yeah, it's a
So I
flex.
just updated my profile, but I only have one NFT which I was airdropped by Binance. I just want to show it to you guys. The thing is that I don't have the Twitter Blue, but I once had the US account, and then I don't know, somehow I got this invitation. I accepted it, and now I'm able to update. I'm able to choose my NFTs as a profile picture.
See, I already have an Avagachi as my profile picture, and I know they're not going to link it up, so I'm not even doing it yet. I mean, I have some Ethereum NFTs, but I'm in Gachi gang, so I got to keep that Gachi up there.
That's good. You gotta be loyal to the Gachi.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, you mentioned the Super Bowl thing. I just wanted to say real quick, everybody needs to be really careful about that, because I've seen those Super Bowl invitations going around, and they're asking for seed phrases. It's a total scam.
Oh
It's
my
not
God! Now
really
they're
from the
scamming
NFL.
people with that. Jesus Christ! Well, guys, there you go. Don't be giving out your seed phrase. If you give out your seed phrase, you're done, because they're gonna get access to all of that goodie. That's crazy, though. I can't believe it.
Hey, this is Tap with Poapathon. How are you guys?
Good morning. Welcome.
Hey, I mean, this is kind of like I don't know if it's the right place because it's Polygon the basics, but I've never launched a NFT project on Polygon. And I'm kind of curious. We're about to relaunch old NFT project on Polygon. Is there any like materials that are kind of like checklists of all the things to think about or consider when going live? Because like we're essentially planning on, we have devs working on it now, but going live for December, which is like 2 weeks from now. And so I was just curious if like you've seen anything of that nature. Like here's the things you should consider doing, like how to set up OpenSea, how to do other sorts of things in preparation for the launch.
Wait, you mean for December?
Well, yeah, our project we're launching at December. It's Pogs and POAPs, and essentially it's a game that we're rebooting called Cryptogs. That was written by Austin Griffith. So it's kind of like we have support. It's kind of almost pseudo Vampire Attack, but we have physical Pogs we'll be giving to people for free. They'll get a POAP in the pack, and then they'll claim a pack of Pogs to play on the Polygon network, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it was more or less like we're moving really fast. And it's like, okay, what things do we need to think about that we're not thinking about right now from a launch perspective with the short time frame we have, right?
Okay, gotcha. And I'm sorry, I got lost. But what was your original question?
Yeah, the question is like, are there any materials out there that are like, hey, if you're launching an NFT project on Polygon, here's the things you should make sure you go do?
Oh, that is a good question. Well, I know at least from our side, because right now we're in the Polygon advocates. So I'm actually part of a group called Stellargate, and we actually are working on doing this type of stuff. Actually, what you're mentioning, like introduction to the blockchain and something very tangible and official, so that it will welcome all the people. We call it a decentralized education protocol, but it's not ready yet, and I don't think it will be ready within 2 weeks. But is there any other thing than that? I don't think so. Not that I'm aware
For
of.
the most part, I would say it's pretty well the same as deploying NFTs on Ethereum, except you're just missing all the large Ethereum fees. Like I just recently, just as a test, like I was just deploying I was doing a Hashlips tutorial. He has these tutorials on making the 10,000 randomized NFTs, and it was pretty straightforward process. So.
Hey, and then one other question is like, what about the processes? And maybe you're like, I'll just defer to them, but it's like, for Polygon, what trading platforms should we get listed on? And is there any guides that are kind of like, here's the ones to go do, and here's references to how to do them?
Wait, question: are you from POAP team or?
So I founded. I work closely with POAP, but I founded POAPathon, which is a design contest that started making the best POAPs. But we've scaled to doing incremental work of NFTs, POAPs, videos, logos. Think of like 99 Designs meets Fiverr for Web3.
Oh, okay.
And we kind of stumbled on it as a joke, right? We were like, we're really bad at design. Let's make a design competition. And I mean, we really were 2.5 months into the project. We're 6 figures in demand and revenue, which is
okay.
yeah, it's great. And we just keep on doing projects. We're like, well, hey, let's make Pogs for ETH Denver. And then we learned about Cryptogs, which is a 2018 NFT project from ETH Denver. And we're like, well, let's vampire attack it, right? In a good way. Like, we have Austin's permission and it's open source, right? So we're not like doing anything illegal. But like we're gonna launch that on the Polygon network, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. The devs are working on it right now from a team perspective, so it's exciting.
So in regards to platform, I'm just checking DAppRadar, and the number one platform on Polygon for NFTs is OpenSea, followed by Avagachi. So it's probably just stick with OpenSea as your best bet, because that seems to be the main thing right now.
Okay, cool. That's helpful. And our intention isn't to sell or trade these. Like, we're giving them for free. However, if people decide they want to trade and sell them, that's up to them.
Yeah, are you using what the POAP people are using with regards to like the checkpoint?
Yeah, so inside the physical pack we give out at ETH Denver, it will have a POAP that people claim, which is POAPs, XDAI POAP. And then from that will be the way you're eligible to mint a pack of Pogs within the new Cryptogs game. So we'll check your wallet before you go to mint, and it's free to mint. You just have to pay the gas. So if you're at ETH Denver, like, you should try and find one of these packs, is my advice. And claim a POAP, and then you'll get NFTs for the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that's just helpful because, like, I don't know what we're missing, right? So just having the focus of, like, just care about OpenSea and that's it is good enough for me. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, no worries. You're good. So yeah, like you said, I mean, obviously, I'm not sure what kind of transfers you're going to be doing, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than like 10 transfers. So, in all honesty, if you have devs working on it, I would just advise to do some sort of like a distribution with them. I'm pretty sure you're aware, or they are aware on how to do distribution, because that's one thing that we did for my particular group is mass distribution. So yeah, just I know for a fact that if you do mass distribution, like for example, did a mass distribution of dragons, they will appear on OpenSea, and then just like send those out, one by one, if you want to, or you can do some sort of
Oh
program.
no, I mean, this is a pretty large scale thing, so
Yeah.
we're automating it. I mean, there'll be 3,675
Yeah.
packs, so
Right.
it's not a
Yeah.
one by one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, it's like Ethereum. Like if you distribute them automatically, then they will appear on OpenSea.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it sounds like you're not doing this, but I just recently ran into a problem with OpenSea because I have a bunch of NFTs on my Trezor wallet, and it seems like Polygon OpenSea is a little bit behind regular OpenSea, in the sense that, like, one, we can't do. I think someone was mentioning we can't do auctions, and they don't have a Matic token or the Polygon token as like a means of transfer. But the main point I wanted to make is that with my Trezor hardware wallet, it doesn't seem to let me sign transfers. Like when I'm trying to transfer like if I want to do a batch transfer using OpenSea, it won't let me sign off on the transaction. Like they don't have Trezor support yet, it looks like, on Polygon. But apparently they do on ETH, so I'm hoping that they'll implement it soon.
No, he's talking about that's if you're minting on or doing stuff on OpenSea. He's doing something more intense. So
yeah, it's specifically OpenSea. It sounds like with what you're doing, you won't have that problem since you're going to be distributing it through another means.
Yeah, and we're trying our best. We're not charging for it. It's a free game, free service, right? Our intention isn't to necessarily like try and monetize that at the launch. And there's a lot of different reasons for that, but it should be fun. I'm just trying to make sure we're covering our bases where if people do want to buy them, maybe they can. That aren't part of the actual Eat Denver event.
Yeah, I want to buy one. They sound cool.
All right. So, well, we are 18 minutes over our mark. And I know for sure there's people that definitely have to go. So I would like to thank everybody for coming to today for this Twitter space. We're gonna be hosting them every single week, and I'm not sure what the UTC time is, but I know for a fact there's an 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless somebody knows what the time on UTC is, or somebody can help me to find out what the time on UTC is. Or I can look it up quickly on a Google. I mean, I can just quickly go 7 a.m. EST to UTC. That will be 12 p.m. UTC on Wednesday. So if you are planning to come to the Story Spaces, we're going to have a lot of content for you. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to discuss all the rocks that we've been to. Not just kidding, but we're going to discuss a lot of the things about Polygon and why it's great. But at the same time, we want to keep it real, so that everybody knows. So obviously, what's happening in Polygon. And if you haven't tried Polygon, please check it out. It's there. It's awesome. The transaction is so low. Like you want to do a transaction, like let's say send stuff to another person. You want to transfer an NFT. You want to do your dApps on Polygon. It's just so cheap. So cheap, man. Just get it. Go get and try out Polygon. Seriously, go watch your YouTube videos if you haven't watched you. I'm chilling all about Polygon. I'm all about Polygon. Polygon advocate. Everybody here, Polygon advocate. But yes, not for real. No, I think it's been great. I really like my time in Polygon. I definitely do not agree with the high price Ethereum fees and the low transaction speed from Ethereum. So I think this is the reason why it's a good scaling solution. And there's a lot of awesome people in Polygon. So if you haven't, if you're looking to become a Polygon advocate, please definitely check the the Discord for Polygon. And I'm not sure if we have here the link. Well, we have a link actually that says Polygon Technology, but we do have an application process if you want to become a Polygon advocate, and you wanna, let's say you wanna connect on a deeper level. You can apply and try to see if you can become part of the Polygon advocate program, and just have those interconnections and do probably even greater stuff for the Polygon ecosystem. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for everything. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you guys co-hosts, anybody here, speakers, wants to say anything, you're free to say it.
No, it's been fun. I enjoyed doing this, and I look forward to doing it again.
All right, perfect. Well, that was our co-host. Awesome. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next week at the same time. Take care.